How investing in IPOs can help build long-term wealth. Hi friends, and welcome to this podcast by Angel Broking. Whether you're new to the world of stock trading or whether you have been in the game for a while, आपने किसी न किसी point पर IPOs के बारे में जरूर सुना होगा. In fact, it is possible that you've encountered the word in newspapers या फिर some TV channel that broadcast business news. Am I right? इन केस यू आर नॉट फेमिलियर व्हाट एन आईपीओ इज तो इसके बारे में एक रिव्यू कर लेते हैं. आईपीओ स्टैंड्स फॉर इनिशियल पब्लिक ऑफरिंग. IPO basically is the process by which companies list their stocks on the stock market and make them available for traders on a stock exchange for the first time. Some people also call this process going public. तो if a company is going public, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि it is going to offer stocks on an exchange for the first time. Well, IPO क्या होता है ये समझना तो सिंपल है, लेकिन why are we talking about IPOs in the context of wealth building? That's exactly what we are going to discuss in this podcast. So shall we start? तो चलिए, let me start by telling you about a famous IPO that took place in the US in 1980. Can you guess which one it is? We are talking about Apple Inc. That's right. Apple went public for the first time in 1980. It is said कि 1956 में जब Ford Motors went public, तो Apple was the first company after Ford to beat in terms of the amount of money that they raised through their IPO. But here's the more interesting part. जब Apple went public, they offered 4.6 million shares on the Nasdaq. As soon as the IPO started, the shares were sold off almost instantly. That evening, Apple के share की value rose by 32%. Can you imagine? Some news snippets from 1980s still say कि उस दिन at least 300 millionaires were created. IPOs attract investors क्योंकि they pose a great potential for investors to grow their money with a company right from the start. Do you know about any famous IPOs that took place in India? Reliance Power went to public in 2008 and DLF went public in 2007. These are just two examples जहां पर the stocks shot up fast on the first day itself. But we are talking about generating long-term wealth through IPOs. तो उसके लिए क्या कोई potential है beyond the hype of the first day of trading after the company goes public? Actually में and idealistically, IPOs are suited for long-term investors. To understand why, let us give you a cool idea. When you are free today, go to Google and look for the lifetime growth of the share prices of Apple stocks. And then do the same for Reliance Industries too. जब आप स्टॉक के प्राइसेस को एनालाइज करोगे from the day on which they went public, you will get an idea of what is happening here. IPOs can be a great investment vehicle for those who are looking at long-term investments. However, you have to consider a few factors before signing up for an IPO. The first thing to consider is the company's past record because IPOs can go both ways. IPOs are not simply an upward progression. One of the first things you should consider is whether you have an idea of company's performance and what they are doing in their industry. कोई कंपनीज स्टार्ट से ही अपनी इंडस्ट्री के कंपेटिटर्स से बेटर और इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट्स और सर्विसेज ऑफर करती है while some are simply competing on the basis of margin. Our current offerings के beyond, आपको उस कंपनी के ऑफरिंग्स के रेलेवेंस को जज करना चाहिए in the long run. In addition, look at their senior management and try to find information on their financials. The challenge here is that कि IPO के लिए साइन करते वक्त आपके पास कंपनी के पास्ट परफॉर्मेंसेस का कोई कॉन्क्रीट डेटा नहीं होगा. So don't listen to your guts here. Look at evidence or prospects of long-term growth. Was that too much to comprehend in one go? Don't worry. Now we are going to slow down. तो basically यहाँ पर फैक्ट चेकिंग के अलावा इंडस्ट्री आउटलुक भी आपके डिसीजन को अफेक्ट करेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इज इट वाइज टू साइन अप फॉर द आईपीओ ऑफ एन ऑटोमोटिव कंपनी दैट मेक्स ओनली डीजल कार्स एंड शोज नो साइंस ऑफ रिसर्च इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स? लेट्स लीव दिस क्वेश्चन फॉर यू टू आंसर. लेकिन अगर आप डिफरेंशिएट कर पाते हो बिटवीन मीडियोकर परफॉर्मर्स एंड द कंपनीज दैट आर गोइंग टू लीड देयर इंडस्ट्रीज इन द फ्यूचर, then investing in their IPOs can be a great way to build long-term wealth. ये इसीलिए क्योंकि IPO के टाइम पर price transparency is more than what you get at other times. Just think about it. During an IPO, you are likely to have the same pricing information as the bigger investors, and this changes drastically post-IPO. If you have identified a high-growth company to invest in during their IPO, you can ride the growth wave right from the inception. तो इसीलिए IPOs can be a great way for investors to build wealth in the long run. However, Just like any other investment scenarios, research should be the driving factor of your decision to invest in an IPO, not your intuition, not your gut feeling. And with that, my friends, that's all we have for you on today's podcast. We hope you enjoyed this discussion, but don't stop learning here. To learn more about IPOs and the upcoming offerings in the stock market, visit www.angelbroking.com. Until next time, goodbye from Angel Broking and happy investing.